Since Nate the Mate has abdicated his throne of emo commentary, it's left to me to expose my guiltiest of pleasures. If you've ever
Dale the emo C,
chances are you're within a tear's distance of an arm's length final. Or perhaps you've grown out of your fishnets and binned the oversized American baseball tee. If so, beware of never before seen, never again found. This angst-riddled opera of melancholy is enough to make you scream about the injustice of homework and stand mute in the corner of your best friend's house party, wishing the world could understand but an ounce of your scarred, jaded soul. You might say,
sometimes the lyrics do feel like Alan just had a mood board of lyrics that sound super cool and depressing and emo, like on a wall. He was like, oh yeah, those would sound super sick in a song. Any lyric you picked out in the song could work on a band shirt with a hand holding a group of dead flowers.
to which I would say, fuck off. Headphones in, deciding whether to cringe or cry, you might find yourself unexpectedly blindsided by the genuinely thought-provoking and cultured poetry of Arm's Length. The jarring juxtaposition of screamo and great sweeping harmonies unleash a matured sermon of post-therapy revelations that tickle a spot in my brain I thought I'd tucked away on my 20th birthday. Whether it be nostalgia or genius songwriting, when I incoherently yell along to these songs, I'm shoulder to shoulder with a horde of sweaty outcasts, packed into the moist basement of my favourite midwestern dive bar.
You're always leaving the light on. I'll leave it before it gets bad. And if that's what you want, what do you look like? That I will bend over backwards to keep what you've got here.
Family and Friends is Arm's Length's magnum opus of intimacy, and it falls at track 10 of 2022's Most 2002 album. To Never Before Seen, Never Again Found, what blank slate as to what's mine is yours, this song provides an essential shoegazing reprieve from the relentless onslaught of folky rock ballads that sandwich it. Unfortunately for my family and friends, I don't think I'll ever be able to outgrow this album, least of all this song. Whether I'm contemplating giving up on the day for a nap, enjoying a lonely zoot under a watercolour sky, or wallowing in the bath, there is no tune I'd rather keep me company. Vague enough to be relatable to all, yet somehow specific enough to pluck the catchiest of melodies on my heartstrings, when I play Family and Friends, I am not imagining how Alan feels. As most teenagers are, I'm entirely preoccupied by contemplating how every word perfectly encapsulates my story, my pain, and nobody else's damn thoughts on the matter. For me, this song is about the difficulties of naive expectations in youthful relationships. Then again, you might feel this song is about mourning the loss of your recently deceased fridge and all the anguish that comes with choosing a new one. It might be considered reductive and entirely pointless to analyse lyrics made to please, but I don't care, and I'm going to do it anyway. So, this is how Family and Friends makes me feel.
When you said you never wanna take my name, well, I completely understood. You'll pass with your eyes open, and you were hoping I could close them shut.
If you can still recall the hazy days and summertime excitements of your first ever relationship, you'll also remember the trials and tribulations it brought, manifested in the most inappropriately ill-timed question. Can you ever imagine us getting married? Whether it had been 1 week or a year in the making, such a question is typical of the all-or-nothing nature of teenage love. In the ever-escalating desire to show commitment and sincerity, what do you gain? Either make a promise you probably can't keep, or drive a wedge between you and your partner. With so much development ahead of each other, how can your teenage self say with any certainty who or what they will love in 5 years, much less 50? As such, Alan's lover isn't keen on the idea, but nevertheless, they would love it if Alan would close their eyes to foresight and consume them in the dreamlike state of infatuation. However, Alan is not confident in his ability to change her mind. He understands as much as a kid can, but ultimately, he knows his less naive partner will die before they shake common sense.
You could have sworn that we've met, just like deja vu does. But home has never been a roof over your head.
It is easy to conflate your first love with the idea of a soulmate, and a common notion to feel as though the two of you have reared sheep on a farm together until death did ye part in a past life. However, Alan accurately describes the sense of déjà vu as death. This déjà vu summoned from the experience of everybody who has ever had a first love. Expectations of forever, ultimate cosmic pairing and marriage condemn first relationships to death over and over again. His lover's home is not where she is, physically or spiritually. Home is who or with she belongs with. But who is to say where home will be when Alan leaves his hometown and is forever changed by his new success?
But wouldn't it be nice to not have to tell me twice? Love in a different language when we speak every second night.
Despite beliefs of perfection and pairing of absolute destiny, Alan does not even share a love language with his partner. It is easy to be honest with your partner, but much harder to be honest with yourself first. How can your relationship be perfect when all you need in the world to be happy is a hug and your partner only knows how to say I love you in words? You drive home the commitment, passion and affection in earnest, but it remains misplaced. The differences may not be as pronounced as a mismatched means of showing affection, but nevertheless, we have all overlooked the imperfections of our relationships at one point in our lives. That's not to say that a relationship should be void of imperfections, rather the opposite. They must be acknowledged and accepted.
You had every right to want to take your life, but you've learned all your anguish.
Whether it be the angsty melancholy of adolescence or mental illness that plagues Alan's lover, they are expressing suicidal thoughts. Sharing such thoughts requires a matured and stable partner to receive them well. Were you matured and stable when you were a teenager? I was not, and remain neither. Suffice to say, irrespective of blame, introducing ideas of self-harm can conjure immense guilt and mortal dread into a relationship without the foundations fit to cope. Even an accomplished adult with immense mental clarity might beg the question, why are you so miserable? Am I not worth living for?
And I think I'm coming down with something strange. And if I'm being fair, I hope I'm coming down with something. Cause I'm never here and I'm barely ever there. I bet my family and friends could all fit in this bed, but they'll never spend the night cause I scare them all to death.
In the second verse, Alan sings of the impact his love is having on his relationship with his family and friends. He's feeling so off from all the pressure of maintaining this ludicrous idea of perfection. He is so exhausted that he longs for a sickness to give him an excuse to withdraw from the weight of this emotional mortgage he is tied to in perpetuity. His pool of friends and close family has shrunk to the size of one bed in his preoccupation, and he fears that even the people he loves most will avoid him on account of his neglect. The double emphasis on coming down exacerbates the sobering notion of his mindset. Drunk on love, it is hard to do what is best for you.
Thought of the thin ice I've been slipping on for life. Now I'm treading water stagnant. I'm getting nowhere. Nice.
Alan has been skating on thin ice for as long as this relationship has been his sole priority. As he attempts to tread on eggshells, he is slipping and sliding his way through life. With clumsy limbs, he cannot find purchase. Ultimately, the ice got thinner and thinner until there was nothing to skate on at all. Trying not to drown in the perceived quagmire of isolation, a youthful Alan clings to a relationship he knows to be doomed. He's stagnant, not growing, not drowning, he is just stuck. Alan continues to sing of forever, fate, and a dreamlike state. However, this image is now tarnished. Alan is viewing the relationship for what it is. He is acknowledging how tight-lipped he has become in the quest to preserve his partner's mood while simultaneously neglecting his own. In spite of this all, he is still not ready to hear the end of this tale, and nothing is more stereotypical of young love, of emo, than that.
We live in a society. Society's so messed up. Family and friends is fucking strange.